G'day guys, how are ya? It's Justin here. You might know me. I've got a channel called Trip in a Van. Been traveling for years with caravans around the country and the kids and the family. This video, we're going to shoot up the beach, mate, and just talk to you about how I got started with the Norweld canopy and what we've got on the back now, which is the new Elite Train canopy package. So there's no better way to show you than just go and use it. So let's get into it. All right, we're set up at the beach, mate. This has been pretty much my life for like the last 7 years, all around the country. I'll take you for a quick walk around and then we'll get into what this video is going to be about, which is my journey for the last 6 or 7 years with Norweld and the trays and the canopies and that. But anyway, swing around, quick swing around. Tiwa Beach, Zone 3 camping, absolute mint spot. Make sure you come between a Monday and a Friday. There's no one here. And then I got the van set up, awning, couple of chairs, super basic beach camp setup. And then I always leave the ute parked on a bit of an angle at the front here, beer fridge at the ready. I do a lot of cooking out here because why wouldn't you? I wouldn't be wanting to cook in the van when you can stand out here and look at this. And that's it. That is pretty much one of our most basic beach camp setups, which is probably one of my most favorite as well. But all right, let's get into it. We're going to answer a few questions about my journey with Norweld. So the first one is, how did it start? How did you end up with the Norweld? And why? Let's start in 2016. That's when I actually left to travel. So before that, I was working in the mines as a diesel fitter. The pit I was at shut and we just wanted to have a year off and go and travel. I had a Mazda BT50 sort of set up, suspension and a fiberglass canopy, just a tub on the back of it. And I had a homemade set of drawers in the back of it as well. And we left, all right? So we traveling around the country and I soon realized that, you know, there's a lot of stuff you want to take when you're living on the road full time, and the back of that ute was just frustrating with like the setup, the storage, the no dust proofing, the security and the access. So you soon start looking around at what everyone else has got, and then fast forward another sort of 12 months, found Caleb from Pro Touring Concepts, started seeing all his things out on socials and the builds he was doing, all with Norweld packages on the back, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm gonna have to research into these and see if I can get one on the back of this thing because it's gonna suit us to a T. And anyway, made it happen. So another year later, on our 2017 BT50, we put a full-time canopy package on the back, which was pretty similar to what we've got now, but I was still had a lot of restraints with GVM and weights, so it was just a basic canopy package, full timer, with a double drawer on one side and then a kitchen table drawer this side and a drop down fridge slide out of here. And I just had a multi-rack on top, and we used to take swags. So that's where our first Norweld package began, and it's only gone up from there. So with that first canopy, what it enabled us to do is we had all these plans beforehand of wanting to ditch the caravan, go more remote, go to these sort of off the beaten path places that you couldn't access, but we never had the payload or the capability to carry extra gear and go and do that. So with that first package on the BT50, it enabled us to take a couple of double swags on the roof. Used to fit the 3 kids in one of the swags, me and the misso in the other, and then we could do things like the Cape. We ditched the van, go up to Cape York, ditch the van over in WA, do Dirk Hartog Island, ditch the van in Brizzy and go to Moreton and Stratty and Fraser and do all these things where you don't have to tow the caravan. And I tell you what, it enabled us like to do so much more and to explore so much more and not be hindered by not having the setup to do it. What's your favourite part about a Norweld, you reckon? Did you hear that? Having a beer fridge there all the time and a kitchen there all the time, that's probably one of my favourite things. Anyway, let's rewind a bit to the next setup. So a couple of years in the Mazda BT50 with our full-time package, and then sort of realised we'd done everything we wanted to do with the swags and with that sort of setup, and the next thing we sort of were chasing was a tinny. You sort of we're starting to get a lot more rooftop tinnies around, and see the places people could go and the fish you could catch just out of such a tiny boat. And we sort of were trying to figure out how the hell can we put one on top of the Mazda, and it's just not possible. We're already at our max payload legally for that car, you know. So the next stage was to just have a look at what we could build and have a yarn to the lads at Norweld and Isaac and see what the options were to get another Norweld package on a different sort of car and enable us to carry a rooftop tinny in that. And that's where Caleb come into it for the second time. He decked out our first Norweld actually with his Pro Touring package and all the wiring system. And then this 200 behind me, we built that in 2019. So that was based around to be the ultimate tourer at the time, like to have all the payload, the capability, the function, the towing, and also be able to put the tinny on top. And that's what we did. We run a rooftop tinny for a couple of years and then did a whole couple of laps of Australia again. And I tell you what, it changed from any other trip we've ever done. It was just, you know, a whole nother level again. It was a whole different trip having a boat. You went to different spots because you had the boat. You had different experiences. You found snorkeling spots. You caught big fish. You bonded with the kids more. You just had this absolutely epic time. So we're stoked that we did it as an evolution and we stepped our way up because we got to find all these different places and do all these different experiences at different times. But yeah, that's where the 200 sort of come about. And yeah, it's going to be one of those things that stay with us forever, that package, to be able to have the rooftop tinny and travel around the country with your family. That was bloody unreal. All right, so this is my 2019 GXL Chop 200. It has been stretched by 650 mil. It's a J-Max clip and it gives me 4.5 ton GVM, 4.5 ton towing. So it's 8995 kg GCM. It's an absolute touring weapon. It's got just about 100,000 Ks on it. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if I sold this, I don't know what else I'd get. And then that brings us to this package here. This is number 3, Norweld for me. Not that you need to have 3, I reckon they'd last you a lifetime, mate, but as your needs grow and your travels change and all that sort of stuff, then you have the ability to change packages and have something that suits your needs for all sort of modes of travel and that. So this one here is the new Elite tray and canopy package that's only just come out this year in 2024. Now, why I've gone this way for our continuing sort of travels is that our kids are in school now. We have a home base. I still get away and do a lot of trips like this, but when I am at home, I can bump this off in the shed now. It's a jack-off canopy, so it's a tray and a canopy package, not just a full-time one. And I've got tray sides, and if I'm not going anywhere for a month at home, I can run around with just a ute, you know, and not have to carry the canopy all around the joint and that. There's about 500 or 600 kilos up there with the rooftop tent involved. So yeah, that's why we've gone that. And I'm bloody stoked with it. The new look with the new tray sides, all custom color coded. The checker plate and the rope rails have been deleted. And it's just it's more refined look, and I reckon it looks bloody grouse, I love it. But inside, the package inside has an upright fridge. I'll do a quick walk around for you. Kitchen table drawer combo, so this pulls right out, and then also your table will slide out on top of that. Awesome for cooking. If you swing inside here quickly, I just mount, I always carry an induction cooker inside, a little bit of cutlery and plates and that sort of thing. And I've also got a little electric barbecue that I run if you want to cook up a big heap of snags on the beach. Inside on the headboard is the Norweld, like it's a premium battery package. It's all red arc gear with 400 amps of lithium, red vision system, Rogue, and the new Manager Alpha. And there's a big 3000 watt inverter on the other side as well. But this is something I've never had, which is bloody handy. It's a pull-out pantry. Slide that down. Have a look at that. For someone like me who loves cooking up on the beach, have everything there at your fingertips to grab something, season it up. There's always keep a bit of air guard too, and matches and coffee and just all that stuff that gets lost in the mix if you've got it in a box inside. So that's bloody good. And then one of the good things here, on my old canopy, right, this was a full-time package, so I went to the back. You could fit the outboard and that in there. I don't need an outboard anymore, so it's come shorter. And I'll tell you why. I've actually got a new boat, and if I would have kept a full-time package, I couldn't tow the boat because the anchor on the front of it is too close to the ladder on the back of the canopy. So that 160mm there enables me to tow the boat, so that's bloody lucky. And here, you can slide like 12 30 packs straight in the back. So if you're going away camping and stuff, 12 30 packs in the back of this, it's a good trip for the boys, don't worry about that. Swing around the back, I'll show you up top. This has been another evolution of our travels. As the kids get older, a lot of the time the boys don't want to be in the caravan with us anymore. So if we're pulled up somewhere safe like this, if the kids were with me, the lads would be sleeping in the rooftop tent. And it also gives me the chance to duck away with the boys and not have to take the caravan and stuff, and I can just do rooftop tent trips. It's a lot easier not having to tow another 4 tonne behind you as well. In here, I'll show you what I keep as well on the way around. This is my like rear drawer with my recovery gear, tyre repair, shovel, bit of cooking gear, and there's my little electric barbecue and that in there. So just having somewhere that's everything lives, everything has a place, and it's all dry, secure and dust proof is probably one of my favourite things about the canopies, because you know where it is and you know it's always going to be there and it's ready to go. Spare on the back with a bin bag. Always carry a bin bag. The amount of rubbish you go through these days, you just want to be able to keep it outside and take it home. And then round the offside, big lockable drawer in the bottom. I keep a lot of camera gear and stuff in there. Super deep, so you can store a lot of stuff. Mainly just for me, GoPros, drones, yeah, things like that. You can lock this as well, so it's extra security. Close him up. I've got a full-length shelf up the top, which is perfect for a cool cabana. And then in behind that, I've got a couple of ARB storage bags and stuff full of, there's a couple of meals in there, like freeze-dried meals and a few other things like that. Then I just sort of tuck out of the way. Stretcher lives in there, 20-litre shower, so I can plug that into a ciggy socket and have a shower. This has got a water tank underneath it, but I don't want to have to shower out of it. That's for like washing your feet and your hands and that when you're cooking, and the kids to do it before they climb in the car. So I always carry this extra one to have a shower on here. What else we got? Up here, got battery chargers. There's the inverter. And then obviously I need a compressor to air up and air down. And I also need to control my airbags. So my airbags run off the Airbag Man wireless control setup. You can flick your compressor on. Then you've got a remote here, and that's left and right to bag up and bag down. You've got an air tank here, fills up, and you can plug your air hose in here. That's to air up. And that all comes on a custom mount that Norweld have made when they've done the canopy. So everything's fitted on there, all pre-wired in while they do the rest of the battery setup, all fused and isolated, all that stuff. So you know you're never going to have an issue. I can tell you, in the 6 years I've had a Norweld canopy, I've never had a fuse blow on my battery setup. Like, everything is just done properly with the cable sizes, the wiring, the routing, the fusing. Yeah, mate, it's just next level, and you know that when you want to go and use it, it's going to work. I think that quickly is about it. I've got a couple of water taps either side. Still got full-size toolboxes at the back here. Keep me jack and cables and a few extra tools in there. Same on the other side. And yeah, that is the new package, mate. The new Elite tray, and bit shorter package for me, and stoked. I can't talk highly enough of how good Norweld have been for full-time travel. Like, the quality of the product, the function of it, the suitability for it, and mate, there's a difference between doable and enjoyable. When you got one of these on the back, everything's more enjoyable, I can tell you.